Good evening. Welcome to another video of the Artful Coder SQL series. In this short video, I want to show you how you can create a store procedure. Now, what is a store procedure? A store procedure is like a function. It's a sort of function that you can do stuff with. It, in theory, has a non-returnable like table data type compared to functions. So you do get procedures and functions, they are slightly different. But in this video, we're going to cover store procedures. So in our previous video, we set up a linked server. So these views here, if I just refresh this, is using a linked server back on itself. I was illustrating the fact that you could have a database connect back to another server entirely using a linked server. So we've got this view here. Let's go ahead and do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do create procedure. This is sp get games. And then what we need to do is we have to say at title, and this is going to be a varchar of, let's have a look. So where are our titles? Columns. 200, say that's an n varchar. And what we're going to do there is we'll say 200, and we're going to say begin, and why is that complaining? Okay, I think what you've got to do is do this. Let's have a look. It's been a while. Let's put that in there. As, and then end. You need an end. Okay, so that is basically a store procedure. So you pass in your variables. So what we're going to sit quite clever with this because we want to say that if we put a title in, we either want to match the title or we want to do a like clause. So let's just give this a naming convention. Now I always get in the habit to take top 1000 out and let's say G, nope, sorry, not go to, Control V, dot, and we'll just paste all of that in there. I know it's only one table, but in good practice, it's better to alias your tables as you go along and use that because you may want to then later on join something in. If there's a column with a common name in both tables, you have to mess about. So, how do we do this? So we want to say where, and we'll open the bracket, and we're going to say or, and we're going to say do open bracket again because MySQL allows you to do case statements within your actual where clause, but SQL Server doesn't. So what we're going to say is where at title, and we're going to simply say at title, and we're going to say length. I think that's the function. We'll find out. Equals 0, and then you're just going to give it a column to image back on itself. Yes, you could just say where that, but it's always good to have something you know what it's doing. So is it len? Oh, let's just carry on for a minute. Let's do, so what we want to say is we want to say where that, that, no, where len is greater than 0 and do that. We've added this to the table, so it should work. And then we're going to say, like in G, is it for some reason? Let's just try title. We'll try it in a minute to see what happens. So, the difference here is what we're going to say is take the title and we're going to say at title there, or right, so then what we do is we say like, and what you have to do is use a concat because it won't quite understand it. So they say that, paste your variable in. Okay, so it's not quite liking that at the moment. So that should do it. So let's do execute. That's worked. So just to recap what we're doing, we're saying that if the title variable is 0, then we just add this back on itself. Else, if we have a length of greater than 0, where title equals title or title like, hang on, that's me. I've done that wrong. So it's not g.title, it just do a like on itself. So we just do alter procedure, do execute. Okay. So now if we go back over here, that's our view, it's the other one. So if we go back down to procedures, programmability, store procedures, and we refresh, and we do execute store procedure, and we don't pass a value for title. Oh, yes, that's me. Even though you're not going to put a value in it, if we do execute and put pass null value, there you go. It's because it treated it as a null, but really it has to be like that. There you go. That's all of the games it's got, and you can do a no count and all that as well on there. So if we go back to here, yep, that's fine. So then let's go have a look at some of the data. So let's say we're interested in that one. So in theory now we can pass a title in. There you go. So it now has two games, one on the SNES, one on PS Classic Road. But we can do more than that because we can do this. And if we F5 that, we get anything with the title Classic in. Now it's something you may not want this behavior, so it's entirely up to you how you handle this. What about if we were to go one step further and we want to then filter on console? Not a problem. So all we do is we find out what our console is. It's 200 again, so we do at console envarchar, I can say it, 200. And what we're going to do here is we kind of need this. So we're just going to copy that and do or and rather. And we're not interested in that now, we're interested in console. And we're just going to swap a few bits out. We're going to say that in that. Okay, and we'll just get the console variable. And that's the right section. That's that. Title. Okay, so if we just update our store procedure, and if we try to run that now, we didn't pass the variable. So I think we just do console equals, and let's see what we get. Oh, it's because it's doing, let's just comment that out. That's bugging me. Okay, so just execute that now. Okay, console's not affected. Our classics are still there, so we've got 207 rows. But now, if I purely wanted to see, let's go look at all the SNESes. So S in ES. There you go. You can see all of the games on the SNES console with classic rows. So just remember, store procedure is executing a series of code, and you can make it conditional. So that is how, if you're trying to run a database application, you might then have a search for. That's the other way you could do it. But this is a bit more granular. So again, that was using a linked server in a store procedure as well. So that's also proven that we've queried over a linked server using a open query. But again, all of these filters here will be applied after it's returned the query from the source server. So that's one thing to look out for. So you may want to have a view that passes it in, or we write something to execute the open query to return it, which we can do. There's other ways you can do that as well. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you've really enjoyed this video.